Ты сегодня без завтрака остаешься. Сильно отличается. Веса больше. Дирхамов весит 91 килограмм. Раньше я работал с пацанами, которые 84-83 весили максимум.
Понял. А как с гонка на этот раз?
С гонки даже не думаю. Жизнь изменилась.
Да.
Как на 77 пришел. Раньше всегда думал, на ужин где покушать, что покушать. Сейчас без разницы, лишь бы покушать.
The champions here. Ислам, как себя чувствуешь, брат? Как обстановка?
Как это время?
Заряжен, да?
Told me like take him down, try to take him down and make him tired there, and I think I can finish him in the ground, you know.
When Khabib Nurmagomedov steps back into the gym, even the walls seem to remember what dominance feels like.
Суббота, Паша. Хорош Мамедов.
Кто это? Наш?
Khabib. Чтоб четко пообедать или позавтракать? Ну так все. Боком.
Inside the high-energy camp in Dagestan, Islam Makhachev is sharpening his skills for the much-anticipated clash against Jack Della Maddalena, and this time, he's doing it under the sharp and watchful eye of his mentor, Khabib Nurmagomedov. The two have been seen going through intense sparring rounds, merging Khabib's trademark wrestling intensity with Islam's ever-improving striking accuracy.
Четко в форме. Все. Ахмад, ты сегодня без завтрака остаешься.
Хорошо. Ислам, второй вопрос. Как проходит подготовка?
Every drill and every takedown carries more than just purpose. It's legacy being passed from one champion to the next. The mentorship symbolizes the continuation of a dynasty that once ruled the lightweight division.
Первый вопрос они задают. У нас хэппиши были?
Вместе?
Не вместе с другим. Персона.
В собачьем парке.
Не со мной, не вместе с другими. Против. Между собой.
They spy the champ, Khabib, and Usman. A good little sparring session. 3 legends. One already is a legend. One sitting down is going to be a legend, and this guy will be a legend also.
Throughout camp, Khabib has been constantly guiding, adjusting, and demanding perfection from Islam. Under his mentorship, Islam has taken his grappling to an entirely new level, refining transitions and mastering the Darcy choke with deadly precision. He's been applying it with that signature Dagestani squeeze, silently sending a message to Jack Della Maddalena. One mistake on the mat could end the fight instantly.
ما عاد عمول عتاته وجود عوائط والله.
When speaking about this training camp, Islam admitted it feels different from any he's had before. He's been sparring with bigger, heavier partners, some weighing close to 191 pounds, to mirror the kind of power and pressure he expects to encounter in the octagon. This adjustment has been challenging, pushing his endurance, balance, and discipline, especially while managing the demanding weight cut.
Хорошо. Ислам, второй вопрос. Как проходит подготовка? Что нового в этой подготовке у тебя?
Все было
Чем
нормально.
отличается?
Пока ты не приехал 2 дня назад, я начал отличаться.
Нормально отвечай. Давай.
Чем не отличается? Веса больше. Дирхамов весит 91 килограмм. Раньше я работал с пацанами, которые 84-83 весили максимум.
Понял. А как с гонка на этот раз?
С гонки даже не думаю. Жизнь изменилась.
Да.
Как на 77 пришел. Раньше всегда думал, на ужин где покушать, что покушать. Сейчас без разницы, лишь бы покушать.
Despite the grueling pace, Islam's evolution has been evident. With Khabib supervising every move, he's been testing himself across various high-pressure scenarios, from heated grappling scrambles to full contact striking simulations mimicking Jack Della Maddalena's unpredictable style. Each training session emphasizes adaptability and calm under fire, forcing Islam to problem solve on the spot instead of relying on familiar patterns. Insiders from the camp say his timing, reactions, and fight IQ have all visibly improved, a sign that he's not just preparing to face JDM, but to completely dominate him. Islam Makhachev has also been seen putting in explosive pad work, delivering each strike with purpose and power that echoes through the gym. Every punch and kick reflects the intent he'll bring into the cage. With Khabib pushing him relentlessly, Islam is transforming into a complete dangerous weapon, focused, fierce, and prepared to unleash his beast mode on fight night. Meanwhile, Jack Della Maddalena's camp is showing no signs of backing down. His coach, Ben Vickers, recently offered a bold perspective, comparing Islam to Jack's previous opponent, Belal Muhammad. According to Vickers, this matchup could actually favor Jack stylistically. Belal's unpredictable angles forced Maddalena into constant adjustments, whereas Islam's more structured, technical striking might provide clearer openings for Jack to control the tempo. If Jack stays composed and calculated, Vickers believes those opportunities could lead to success.
I think it might actually be a bit easier than the Belal fight, just given the styles and that. Like Belal's a bit more unorthodox, so a bit harder to cope with, whereas Islam's a more traditional sort of striker. Obviously a slightly smaller guy, and I don't doubt he's going to put the weight on. And you know, there's two ways it could go. Does the weight cut? Does not having to cut weight help him, or does carrying that extra weight hinder his cardio? You know, we don't know how that's going to play out yet. He's obviously never fought at 70 before as a competitive fighter, I don't think. So it's going to be his first time stepping up a weight class in a title fight, doing 5 rounds with the champ. You know, it's a tough ask for Islam.
Vickers also acknowledged that Islam's physical strength and elite grappling will play a major role, but insisted Maddalena is well equipped to handle it. He believes Jack's calmness and defensive instincts make him incredibly tough to finish. According to him, for Islam to win, it'll take flawless execution. Their strategy is to neutralize Islam's control and keep the fight standing, where Jack's precision, timing, and creativity can shine.
Obviously, Islam is a much greater finishing threat. Like, he's a guy that gets submissions, whereas Belal's more of a ride out positions kind of guy, and like look to stall out the fight. So I think there's a bit more danger in Islam's grappling. Obviously he's getting stoppages, but he's getting stoppages against smaller guys, you know, and Jack's very hard to submit. If it's not perfect, it's not going to work, so he'll get out. So we'll see, but I do think that you know, Islam on paper is a better grappler. What's up?
For nearly 10 years, Islam Makhachev has been the picture of control and consistency, dominating opponents with surgical precision. With 14 consecutive wins and 4 successful title defenses, his record speaks for itself. Ranked number 1 pound for pound, Makhachev continues to represent the pinnacle of MMA mastery.
I mean, I think my mindset, I think Islam can finish him on the ground for sure. And especially it's like we saw with DDP. If you never felt one of those Dagestani style wrestlers, like you don't want it to be your first time in the cage feeling it. And Islam and them, they have a different feel. They have a different type of grappling. So for JDM, even in our fight, he makes mistakes on the ground.
And he's made his mission for this fight unmistakably clear. Take Jack down, punish him, control him, and finish him. Islam explained that the entire camp has been built around that single objective, to end the fight on the ground.
Yeah, it's not secret. He told me, like, take him down, try to take him down and make him tired there. And I think I can finish him in the ground, you know. I can choke him, do some like armbar something, because I feel, you know, I saw his skills in the ground. He good, but I have something more.
In reviewing Jack Della Madalena's past performances, Islam recognized his striking as sharp and disciplined, but pointed out what he considers a glaring weakness: his wrestling. He believes Jack's ground game hasn't evolved enough to survive against his level of control.
Honestly, yeah, I watch all his fight. He is good. Striking is good. His boxing is very good, you know. And his wrestling not so good, but he good in the ground. He know how to defend, how to escape, how to get up, you know. He have good skills in the ground also, but I saw his wrestling just not good, but he know how to defend, you know. And like he's striking really good. That's why he's one of the best in the world, and he's the world champion right now.
Islam further elaborated that Jack's wrestling fundamentals are lacking. While Jack has shown strong defensive instincts, Islam feels his core wrestling skills remain underdeveloped. He praised Madalena's composure and striking, but made it clear this is the area he plans to exploit.
I saw his defense, you know. A lot of guys take him down. Like I think all his opponents in UFC take him down, but he feel good in the ground. When somebody take him down, he not panic, like try to do some mistake, and he know how to defend.
As Islam transitions to the welterweight division, many fans questioned how he'd handle the added mass. But coach Javier Mendez quickly dismissed any doubts. After visiting camp, Mendez described Islam as stronger, faster, and physically optimized for 170 pounds. He confirmed that Islam now walks around at a solid 191 pounds and is fully ready to unleash his strength inside the cage.
When he came in, I looked at him. I was thinking we were going to be quite a bit smaller than Jack. But when I saw him, I said, "Oh, you know, Safe, the coach, you know, is put him on a good schedule, good workout schedule. I would see him run with vests, you know, a weight vest and the whole bit, and he's put on the weight really nice. So I think Islam right now is about 191 pounds. You know, he's solid 191. So we're not going to have an issue with the weight, you know, jumping up in weight. He was, let's face it, he was a fairly large lightweight as it was anyways, okay? Now, I don't think he's a small welterweight. I don't think he's a big welterweight. I think he's a average size welterweight at the present time.
Mendez praised Islam not just as a dominant champion, but as a brilliant student of the sport, someone who learns quickly and executes flawlessly. He warned Jack's team not to underestimate him, stating that once the fight begins, they'll realize Islam operates on a completely different level.
I've always said it, that this guy, he's so easy to train. He's good everywhere, and a lot of people underestimate how good he is. And when they get in there with him, it feels a different story. You know, like the guy can stand with you. He can take you to the ground and deal with you on the ground. And he's smart, and he listens to his coaches, all his coaches. Whatever his coach tells him to, he go out and he does it. You know, I remember him way back in the day. I used to have him spar with guys a little heavier than him, and it was like a remote control. I would tell him, move this way, move that way, and he'd do it. It was unbelievable.
It's a perfect MMA
He's
fighter.
a perfect MMA fighter. He's a perfect student. You know, he's a perfect fighter. He is the perfect fighter.
That's why Mendez remains adamant that Islam deserves to keep the top pound-for-pound spot. No one, he says, matches his combination of intelligence, athleticism, and control. He revealed that during recent sparring, Islam looked nearly unstoppable, advising Jack's camp to bring everything they have, because once the bell rings, there's no stopping him.
Not doing their homework. I think people underestimate him because they're not doing their homework. If you're doing your homework, you better really look at this guy and go, damn, we're fighting pound for pound the number one. I don't care what anybody says. He's pound for pound number one in my eyes. I look at him as number one. I will continue to look at him as number one. And what I've seen in sparring, this first time I've seen him spar twice now, he's number one.
Can you give us any nice insight into that.
I can't tell you what I seen, but what I seen was unbelievable, and I'm not afraid of anything anybody has against him. Wow. Bring it, whatever you got, bring it, because he's bringing it.
With excitement building, even former champion Kamaru Usman has shared his thoughts. He admitted this fight genuinely intrigues him, acknowledging that Jack's recent training performances have surprised many. Usman believes Madalena looks sharp, hungry, and in prime condition, making this showdown much closer than most fans think.
Islam versus JDM in the MSG. How do you think it will play out?
It's a very, very intriguing fight. JDM is growing at a rapid pace, and we all know what Islam possesses, and we know how good Islam is. And so I'm intrigued about that fight. I don't think, because I feel like some people are kind of, initially when that fight was being announced, people were like, oh, this Islam's gonna do this, Islam's gonna take care of him, or JDM's too big. I think now we're starting to understand that fight's going to be a lot closer than we think.
Belal Muhammad, who has already faced Jack, sees things differently. He predicts a dominant victory for Islam, pointing to his superior ground control. According to Belal, once Islam gains top position, he won't allow space to escape. His pressure, traps, and submissions leave opponents helpless until the fight is over.
Who do you think comes away with that one, JDM or Islam?
I mean, honestly, for me, it's full focus on Ian. If I'm looking at that fight, stylistically, I think if Islam gets it to the ground, it's going to be a easy night. Islam's ground game is so good. And I think JDM makes a lot of mistakes on the ground. With this scrambling, he's very good at it, but I think that Islam doesn't let you scramble. So if you scramble, he's good at locking in chokes or locking in arm triangles. But you still got to get it to the ground first, right? So it's fun. It's going to be good to see how he is on the feet with JDM, who's kind of tricky. But I think if Islam gets to the ground, Islam will get his hand raised.
It's not just Mendez praising him. Umar Nurmagomedov echoed similar sentiments. He confirmed Islam's peak condition, calling him sharper, stronger, and mentally locked in for this fight. Umar emphasized that Islam has evolved into a complete mixed martial artist, ready to adapt and execute multiple strategies.
Islam in amazing shape, and this guy, very smart fighter, and you know, I'm his fan, and he have, you know, he don't have just one plan for fight, and he have plan A, B, C, and like all alphabet, you know, D, E, A, everything, you know, like if something not he couldn't do, he gonna try other one not good, he have next plan, you know. And he's amazing fighter, and he's amazing friend, brother, and I think he will take this belt. I think he deserves.
Umar also highlighted the physical transformation Islam has undergone. The welterweight version, he said, is no longer adjusting to the extra size. He's thriving with it. The improved muscle mass, conditioning, and explosive power have come together perfectly. In Umar's words, Islam's not entering this fight as just a man. He's entering as a weapon.
He looks very good now. Do you think he's like very built well for welterweight?
Yes, he become a bigger, you know, now we have more power. More than ever, and I think he's ready.
Even top-tier fighters outside the camp have noticed. Merab Dvalishvili described Islam as a problem for anyone in the division, praising his quick thinking, level changes, and seamless transitions from defense to offense.
You mentioned Islam, he's moving up to 170. Do you think that he gets the job done and wins that title, or do you think JDM retains?
It's gonna be hard for him, but it's possible to Islam Makhachev wins the second belt. JDM is great fighter, great striker, but Islam is tricky. He has a good wrestling, and he's southpaw. He don't get hits, but he takes people down and he mauls people down.
Merab added that Islam's true advantage lies in his intellect. He's a strategist, analyzing every opponent's rhythm, feints, and habits long before fight night. After studying Jack's fight with Belal Muhammad, Merab predicted Islam will come in knowing exactly when and how to strike.
We all see the JDM Belal Muhammad's fight, and then I'm sure Islam will take lots of lessons from this fight, and maybe Islam will make some adjustment. It's possible, it's gonna be hard, but Islam can win the second belt.
However, Beneil Dariush remains unconvinced. He argued that adding bulk doesn't always mean better performance, believing Jack's natural frame and consistent pressure might prove decisive as the rounds progress. Dariush praised Islam's discipline, but predicted Jack's composure and endurance could become key as the fight wears on.
I'm gonna lean now towards JDM.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like the size will make a difference. Cardio-wise, JDM has great cardio. Maybe I'm wrong, but now this is all feel. This is one of the few fights where I can't really give you a clear answer. So I just feel like JDM.
Dariush later doubled down, pointing out that Jack's cardio and volume make him dangerous in the later rounds. While acknowledging Islam's technical superiority, he warned that Madalena's momentum and output could shift the fight's direction, an opinion that quickly fueled debate across the MMA community.
He's a big guy. I think he's going to fill into that weight. He's a really big 155er. So I think his lifestyle outside of training camp is going to be a little more comfortable, and he'll fill into that weight class no problem. He could be champion there for sure.
How do you think he does against JDM?
I think the beginning of the fight's going to tell the story, like how well JDM does at getting up, how well JDM does at keeping Islam off of his feet, off of his legs, off of the cage. It's tough to call that because JDM's a big guy, athletic. I'm excited about that. A lot of fun fights in the future.
Adding to the mix, Luke Rockhold shared his perspective, noting that while Jack can't match Islam's elite wrestling, his striking and timing make him far from an easy opponent. Rockhold said the contrast between their skill sets makes this bout especially compelling, a classic clash of control versus chaos.
Do you see him beating JDM to win that welterweight title?
That's a tough fight. That's a very tough fight. It's going to be interesting. You know, I think those are my three favorite fighters in the UFC right now. We go Islam, Topuria, and JDM. He's fun to watch. So, I mean, that's going to be a great fight. You know, he's no slouch at wrestling, but you have a guy that's wrestled his whole life and grappled his whole life versus JDM. He's kind of like, he's secondary on that, but, you know, you never know. He's a bigger guy. So, you know, we'll see how Islam, how he bulks up and how he looks. He looks a lot bigger than what I remember. I used to train with him forever. So, I mean, he's definitely grown. You know, we'll see how he carries the weight.
In the end, the growing anticipation around Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena is more than a test of strength. It's a test of evolution, strategy, and willpower. Inside the Dagestan camp, the energy is electric. And with Khabib Nurmagomedov back in charge, Islam's training has reached an entirely new level. When that octagon door closes, fans won't just witness a fight, they'll witness a legacy in motion. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another deep dive right here on Fight Night, where fight stories come alive.